Hello, welcome back to my channel. I've got a new Seaport problem to talk about, and that's too much gold. The last video, I talked about how to make the most gold with your ships, and over time, I've collected so much gold, as you can see here, almost 2.5 million gold, and my other resources just don't seem to match, especially the iron as of late. And once I hit level 896, it's gonna require a lot of iron, and I just can't produce that much iron before I have another million of gold. Like 400,000 gold would seem flimsy compared to 2.5 million, and this is continually going up as I follow the plan from the last video. So I thought to myself, there must be a solution to this. And in the last video, I thought only sending ships to gold ports made sense. That is true when you're lacking gold, but when you start to feel the pain of not having other resources, that rule tend to falter because it's still holding you back. You can have a 10 million gold and it wouldn't help you. So this video, I'm going to focus more about balancing your other 4 resources to keep your bases upgrading. And from my experience and comparing some data, collecting resource from the 3 other ones, which is probably bamboo, rubble, blacksmith, and neighborhood, gives you the 4 fish, wood, stone, and iron. Sending boats to neighborhood for fish looks like an ideal choice because the bonus is 160. It's tempting. It is tempting. But when you think about the 4 hours, it's just not that great. It's really not good. You're almost better off just remembering to log in and just collecting your fishes at your port and then give you a few thousand. For 4 hours, that's a long time to wait. It didn't seem to make sense. The other choice is blacksmith, simply because we're so starved for iron, and changing fish into iron takes a long time too, and it's pricey. And that's true. To an extent, that's a pretty good choice. That's a much better choice than sending ships to collect fish. Now, I'll talk about this later. But now let's look at stones or rubble port. It's also 4 hours and only gives you 17 times multiplier. You can make stone, my bad, at your home port, which is still decent. It's still relatively easy to do. But it's, again, 4 hours, you're kind of wasting your crew regeneration. So it comes down to bamboo and blacksmith. You should send your ships to the bamboo port to collect wood. Now you might think that it's only 15 times, but it's only 10 minutes. So you can send it to this port really frequent. And the second, you can burn off your crew, which gets you a little bit closer to achievements. And blacksmith, coming back to this point, takes quite a bit of crew to send. But iron is really valuable. I'll see iron to like a 10-to-1 ratio to wood or fish. So collecting, it's really like a 60 times to me than a 6 times. Because iron is just usually more valuable. And even when you're sending ships to collect them, I'm not discouraging you to turn fish into iron or stone or wood. But sending out boats to either bamboo and blacksmith helps complement you to make enough resource to use your gold instead of just having way too much gold piling there. Obviously, when you're making too much resource, you switch your ships back to collect more gold because over the long term, everything costs way more gold than other resource. But if you're like me, running into the problem of collecting way too much gold and nothing to spend on, then in that case, do send some ships to either bamboo or blacksmith. That should help you over the long term. At first, you'll feel you're not making enough anyways. It's not worth it. But there's only so much you can solve the gold problem. And second of all, the most important fact is trying to level up your ports, because then they will have a much better bonus, and you will start to feel the gold, well, not the gold rolling in, but the wood rolling in. Wood is almost as a 1-to-1 ratio with gold once I start sending out to bamboo. Obviously, you shouldn't send it to forest because it's 8 hours. It's way too long. But if you don't want to click so much, you just send it to blacksmith. But for me, I'll always choose bamboo and blacksmith. And of course, sending your boat to trade with your friends, and obviously doing these missions, because these will usually give you good rewards, and you should always try to do these event-based rewards. Um, that's all I have to say for this video. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments or any other ideas to better collect resource, or just a message, feel free to send me a message and leave a comment below, or give me a like if you appreciate this. Thank you.